Hi, I'm Brandy and I'm an artist and digital designer. Today I'm starting a new painting for my favorite yearly project, and that is for Stray Rescue. Specifically for Stray Rescue's Urban Wonders art auction. Stray Rescue is an animal shelter that helps strays in need, and all proceeds from this art auction will go specifically towards their Stracks Medical Fund, which helps animals with medical emergencies. This is going to be my 5th year participating in the events. Here are some examples of my past work. And you can see that they all feature dogs and florals, some of my favorite things. And this year, I'll be continuing that. Stray Rescue provides photos and stories for each of the animals they've rescued to give more inspiration for the pieces that are being submitted. And this year, I'm going to be starting with Polar Bear. So let's get started. I already have a very light pencil sketch done, but you can see I have Polar Bear's face and then florals that go around in the background. And then I also have a reference photo to help choose some colors. Okay, so I'm trying to decide on a color palette for this portrait, and I think I've decided on a very pale blue for the background, and then maybe for some of the flowers, go in with more vibrant blues, and then maybe some lilac pulled in for some of the other flowers. Polar Bear is kind of like a creamy white and has a lot of pink on his ears and his little nose. So I'm going to go in with this really pale coral when working on his portrait, and then maybe pull that in some of the flowers as well, just to kind of tie in all the flowers in with his portrait. So I'm ready to get started now. So I'm going to start off with the blue for the background. I'm really watering this down because I want it to be just a very light color wash in the back. I'll test it out in the corner. Okay, so now that I have the first layer of the background done, I am going to work on the first layer of Polar Bear, I think. First, I'm going to mix just a really creamy white. Alright, so now I'm going to work on the base color for the flowers. I typically like to do the background first before I move on to the portrait of the dog. So I think that's what I'm going to do today. Okay, so now I need to find a green to use in the background in the flowers. And I think I'm going to use this green and just add some white to line it up a bit. Today's a new day. I'm going to try my best to get this portrait finished so I can start the new portrait tomorrow. So let's see how far I can get today. Next, I think I'm going to start pulling in some of this lilac color through the blue flowers. And then there's this awkward empty space over here. So I think I'm going to maybe paint in another purple flower here. Now I'm going to start working on the base layer for his eyes, his nose, and then all of his little spots. Those are dark gray, but I think I'm going to add in a bit of this smoked bamboo color for a little bit of warmth. Try and find just some places where I can add a blue highlight to tie in polar bear with the background. I've started doing these little color highlights in my pet portrait stickers, and I quite like how it adds a little bit of a fun, whimsical detail. I'm going to take a break from adding details to polar bear for now. I think I'm almost done with him. So I'm just going to start adding some more details in to the background. think it's time for the last bit of details and to finish up Polar Bear's portrait. So I think I'm going to leave it here and then come back to it tomorrow to see if there are any other little minor details that I want to add. But for now, I think I'm done. Okay, so it's the next day and I think I'm ready to call this painting done. So let's do one of my favorite parts of a painting project and do the tape pull. Polar Bear's portrait is done and I love how it turned out. I can't wait to drop this off at Stray Rescue and get started on the next portrait.